My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our predictions, our bets, and our fantasy plays. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And this video is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. BETU Play to Earn is the world's first online sports and esports betting game. Check it out now at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. And we have another razor-thin fight. We've got Damon Jackson versus Kamuela Kirk. Damon Jackson is 19-4 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off a very bloody war with Charles Rosa. And Kamuela Kirk is 11-4 overall. He's 3-2 in his last 5, and he is riding a nice 3-fight win streak. Damon Jackson's a very good grappler, and he's an opportunistic grappler, meaning he snatches things up and scrambles. He's not necessarily plotting techniques, working from side control to half guard, full guard, side control. He's not working his way around. He's just scrambling and snatching things up in scrambles. He will slug it out on his feet. That can be an asset for him because he starts banging away and then he takes a shot. The problem is, it can be a bit chinny at times. But Kamuela Kirk is also a grappler. He's got decent takedowns, but he does tend to fade later in the fight. He'll get sucked into kickboxing matches, though, where his offense is pretty solid. He's technical, but he's very hittable because he keeps his hands super low. When he's striking, he does a decent job managing range, and he throws out clean 1-2s. But his lack of volume and his willingness to back up does get him in trouble. Both of these guys have upside-down striking differentials and are hit far more often than they hit their opponents, which is always surprising when we break down grapplers because if you think about it logically, if I'm Damon Jackson and I'm a grappler and I spend a good amount of the fights on top, how am I getting hit more than I'm hitting the other person? Because when I'm on top in control, I shouldn't be getting hit at all. And both of these guys suffer from that negative striking differential. But this is an interesting matchup because I think Damon is the better offensive wrestler, and I think he's the more technical striker, but Kirk has more power, and Damon can definitely be chinny. If Damon sticks to a grapple-heavy game plan, I think he can have some success there, just like Amir Khani was able to take down Kirk 5 times. I think Damon can do that as well. I literally worry about his chin. Kirk is definitely the safe pick here, but I'm going to take a chance. I'm going Damon Jackson, and I just hope he's diving at legs this whole time, and his chin is nowhere near Kamuela Kirk's fix. Are we disagreeing again?
That's what I was about to say. I think we've been opposite pretty much on every fight except for the Miranda Maverick one so far. So it's going to be a bad weekend for you. I think that Damon Jackson, if he is able to wrestle, should not dominate this matchup, but should win this matchup. I think this is Kurt's fight to lose, honestly. The odds are actually -110, so it literally is a just complete pick 'em fight. If you're Kamuela Kirk, you got to just keep this fight on your feet. If Jackson takes a good shot, you got to win the scrambles. He is a good grappler in his own right, so he can win scrambles at times. But you cannot pull guard, man. If you get in a situation, you can't be one of those jiu-jitsu guys that's trying to grab a neck into a guillotine. You're trying to pull guard in a situation. You got to get back to your feet. Because if you pull guard against Damon Jackson, I don't care how good of a grappler you are, he's going to keep control, and he's going to either look for submissions or have some really good ground and pound. So if Jackson's able to get the takedowns and stay on top, he definitely can win this matchup. That's why it's a pick 'em. But if Kurt's able to stay on his feet, he's going to win the striking exchanges. Kurt is a good grappler in his own right, but you just don't. Damon Jackson is not somebody you want on your back, on top of you. His name is a leech for a reason, right? So stay away from it. Keep with the striking, scramble out of the takedowns, get back to your feet, and win a decision.
It's a tough fight. I went back and forth watching the tape. I'd watch a Kamuela Kirk fight and be like, oh, his striking's good. Look at this. I know he's a grappler, but I could watch this and just assume he's a striker. And then I watch a Damon Jackson fight and be like, dude, this guy's diving at legs. Look what he just did to Charles Rosa, who's a very good grappler. So I went back and forth, but I ultimately landed on Damon Jackson. $7,800 is probably not a bad price in DraftKings if you're on the Damon Jackson side, because that, you think he's going to get some takedowns, a bunch of control time, and frankly, outside of a knockout, that's how you score some real points in DraftKings is takedowns and control time, and I think Damon can do that. Do you think Kamuela is worth the $8,400?
No, because I think it's just going to be a lot of defending and scrambling, and maybe he wins a couple scrambles so you get kind of those advanced points and stuff, but this is one of those I'm gonna stay away from completely. I think in DraftKings, I don't like it. I don't like it either side. There's probably more value in the Jackson side. Yes,
I think so. All the takedowns and the control time. It's probably a more and more in the monkey knife fight though, unless you're gonna go less on Kamuela because you think he's gonna connect with Damon Jackson, who is chinny, and that is the concern. What do you think of that monkey knife fight strike line?
I might go less, honestly, because Jackson's just going to be throwing bombs and diving for legs, and Kurt, I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to even get off that many strikes. So, and if Jackson's on top, I know Kurt's a very good grappler, but if Damon Jackson gets on top of you, it's trouble.
Look what happened. Look what he did to Charles Rosa, who's a far better grappler. Charles Rosa is a better raw grappler than Damon Jackson is, and Damon absolutely just bloodied him up. So I agree. I think it's more or less. I think Damon Jackson is busy, gets the takedowns. 54 is not that many. We're talking 3 rounds. That's less than 20 significant or total strikes per round. Is not significant strikes. 86 is a bit high because Damon's chinny. If he hits him 86 times, that may be all he needs. So I like the more less on the monkey knife fight strike line. Check that out at weontpicks.com/MKF and get your free money at weontpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of the 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let us know after you do, and we send you $50.